Bill asked us to think about three questions. The first was, is the quality of public information better or worse than it was 25 years ago? The second was, does the public have a better or worse grasp of facts? And third, are the decisions of elected officials better or worse informed? And my first reaction to it was, and my reaction, the more I think about it, is that nothing has really changed. The technology of delivering information has changed, but the content of information hasn't changed at all. And what people do with it hasn't changed at all. I'm a student of the early Republic, and if you read what the ardent Republicans and Federalists had to say about each other, you could word for word substitute it into MSNBC and Fox and the Tea Party and the left, and just word for word. You would never know. You have no idea that you're quoting Adams and Jefferson. You just have no clue. So nothing, I don't think anything's different at all in the way we conduct these affairs. We have different content. They're somewhat different issues. But the way we deal with them is exactly the same. I do think that if we look at the nature of the media and the way we interact with it, that we probably were at our all-time best when there were 3 network news broadcasts every night. And the majority of people in the country watched one of them. And they were all remarkably the same. And there was a commonality of information that most people in the country watched most nights. So when Walter Cronkite said something, it mattered. It didn't matter every day or even every month or even every year, but from time to time a voice such as his mattered. And I think the biggest change that the technical change in the media has made is that there are no such voices today. In order to get attention, as Tom said, you kind of have to be outrageous. You're not going to be on tomorrow's front page of the paper unless you do something outrageous. If you make a modest suggestion, you got a tough time getting much ink. And I think our greatest need really is to cultivate voices of wisdom and moderation and develop an audience for those voices so that we can work through the extremes. It's always what we're trying to do. We're trying to work through the extremes. The extremes define the issues. The extremes define the landscape. And you're always trying to cope with them. As soon as so we have candidates for office. As soon as you say something, your adversaries will put what you say into the most extreme context they can. It's very quickly not what you said at all and not what you meant. And so I think the greatest deficit we have is the voices that can moderate those extremes and present things in a somewhat different fashion.